So, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ask YP Live Now show. This is a live show that's focused about positive living, focus about making the best out of life, living a life in passion, and especially to make the world a better place. And this evening, we've got a special guest with us. We've got somebody that come all the way from Sabah, Malaysia. Okay, so we've got Yen here from Kota Kinabalu, or we call it KK for short. So Yen, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah, my name is Choon Yen. Yeah, I came all the way from Sabah to Singapore, and now kind of rooted in Singapore with my family. Yeah, and I'm a birth worker in short.
Okay, so what do you say you are?
Oh, okay. We call that a birth worker. Anyone who work in the birthing industry is birth worker. So basically, I help expectant couples to rewire the subconscious mind for success in childbirth. So in
Oh
this,
wow,
in the technique called hypnobirthing. That's mean childbirth with hypnosis.
wow! Hey, this is a very niche area. How do you get first interested, and how do you get yourself into this very unique niche?
Yeah, it is from my own experience actually, because for my second child, I really wanted a natural birth. So what is natural birth? Totally drug-free birth. I didn't have a good experience with my first one. And then the second time I wanted water birth. Have you heard of water birth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you give birth in the water, right? So
Mhm.
that was what I wanted. But in my mind, I was worried about pain in labor.
Okay.
So then I Google search, and then I found out about hypnobirthing. It says that I can reduce my pain, I can self hypnotize. So I thought, okay, that's a good idea. So that solved my worries. And then I jumpstart that program. So I learned in 5 weeks, and I grabbed my husband. Okay, you have to come. So, and when I birthed my baby, I was quite comfortable. I did not quite use the water for relaxation because I was still comfortable to breathe through it with every surge. And by the time I realized, oh, baby was coming, then I entered in the tub of water, and then I birthed my baby. So 2 years
Okay.
later, there was a training. I trained as a practitioner, and I wanted to share this knowledge, this skill to expectant parents, because a lot of people are very fearful. And that's how I became a certified hypnobirthing childbirth educator, and I'm now also a birth doula.
Okay, just to be clear, so when you say about the hypnobirthing, does giving birth in water, is that part of the practice, or this is separate again?
Ah, okay. Basically, hypnobirthing can be any kind of birth. It is a
Okay.
mind over body approach to childbirth. So it can be any kind of birth. Even if you wanted a cesarean, you can still release your fear so that you're very calm. You enter the operating theater in a very calm way. But why a lot of people associate hypnobirthing with water birth? That's because we are exposed to, giving birth in the water. A lot of people are not aware that we have this option, and we have this option in Singapore many years ago. And I birthed my
Okay.
second child like about almost 13 years ago. So prior to that, someone gave birth in the water. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to have many babies. I just have two. So it's gonna be a different experience. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
very empowering experience to me. Mhm.
Okay. So if we talk about babies, going through this more natural way of birthing, okay.
Yeah,
Are there any benefits to the child?
yeah. Uh, that's supposed to be the birthright.
Oh, okay. What do you mean by
All babies supposed
birthright?
to come out through the birth path. We call it the birth path, right? So it is our birthright to be born healthy and complete. Yeah.
Mhm.
Unless there's special circumstances where the mother cannot have natural birth, and it is safer for her to have a cesarean. Otherwise,
Mhm.
everyone wants to be born healthy and complete. Yeah.
Mhm.
So natural birth would be better. And you know what? Um, I know a lot of misconception out there that, I have mom who asked me, she said, well, isn't cesarean better?
Mm,
Because she was thinking of, oh, cesarean, because the baby did not have to go through stress.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
But then stress is part of our orientation to the world outside. So that is
Okay.
a kind of stress that we all can tolerate. But of course, after
Okay.
the birth, we help the baby to adjust the life outside of the womb, and we help them to calm them down. So it is that kind of
Okay.
orientation. Just like, we have stress in our daily life. So there are some people can't really take stress. For some people, they are okay with stress. Of course, that is orientation. It is healthier in many ways because we need to get those bacteria from the vagina to
Okay.
activate our gut. Yeah, activate the gut,
Oh,
and the
okay.
gut is our second brain,
Wow,
right?
wow, wow.
Because
Wait.
we have,
That sounds like a very interesting concept. Okay. I'm learning
yes,
lots and lots of new things here. What do you mean by your gut is a second brain? And what do you mean that you got to pick up the bacteria on the way out? Can you explain this concept a bit more?
yeah. It is not really a concept. That should be the way, right? It's
Okay.
nature. Hmm. We are human. We are made out of 90% bacterial cells. We are only 10% human cells. So we
Okay.
always thought bacteria are bad. So we clean ourselves up and we have a lot of Dettol, especially at this time, right? But bacteria, they are good and bad bacteria. So when the baby goes through the birth path, they do swallow the bacteria and it enter the gut and they needed it.
Okay.
These are the bacteria that activate the gut and the brain. So these are the soldiers that we need. What are the soldiers about? It's a communication channel. Yeah. So that
Mm-hmm.
the gut will send the right message to the brain will send the right message to the gut. So gut
Okay.
is our second brain.
Wow, I didn't know that. So today I learned something new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has a lot of
Yeah.
knowledge about birth.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I guess all of us have been trained trained in a certain way. I mean, you think about my generation. When I was born, I'm close to 60 years old now. During my generation, that time it was I thought that mothers were told that powdered milk, the formula is better than breast milk.
Yes.
So I remember that my
Yeah.
mom telling me that I grew up, on the bottle
Yes.
rather than breast milk. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
So how it
We
changed?
I guess the life at that time was not so easy because women, they don't have 4 months, 3 or 4 months of maternity leave, right? They only have 1 month. Yeah.
Mhm.
So those time, women thought formula milk is better. There are more nutrients in the formula milk because those nutrients are actually added. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we grew up drinking formula milk. But now we know with science, with a lot of studies, we know formula milk wreak havoc in the system. So
Okay.
now we don't recommend baby, drink formula milk. As much as possible, we always support the mother after birth to breastfeed, learn how to breastfeed the baby. That's the best they
Mm.
can give for both emotional health and physical health. They need
Okay.
that kind of bacteria because breast milk has the kind of microbiome. Because the microbiome, those are the bacteria that feeds the bacteria in the gut, the sugar in the breast milk that feed the bacteria in the gut. Yeah, and that is
Mm.
really crucial, for especially for those who were born cesarean.
Mhm.
They need to be fed breast milk, for the health of the baby. And we are talking about lifelong health here. We're talking about
Mm.
lifelong health.
Wow.
Ideally, mommy should breastfeed for 2 years.
2 years?
2 years, yeah, no longer 6 months. Well, my time when I birthed my child about 16 years ago, they thought, oh, 6 months is enough. Then my pediatrician said, no, 1 year. Because we all have sinus, asthma, eczema, right? Many of us
Mhm.
have this issue, and now we know. We trace back, oh, that formula milk. Sorry.
Oh, no.
But of
Okay.
course, I wouldn't say like it's all bad because those time our mother needs to work.
Mm.
Yeah, so they don't get the kind of support. So without formula milk, maybe life may not be so. easy for
Mm,
them. But now we know the formula milk isn't as good as what we want.
yeah.
Mm.
Good. So for those who just joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, this is the Ask YP Live Now show. Okay, which is a show focused on positive living, getting your work-life balance, and positive living and making the world a better place. Okay, and so we have with us our guest tonight, uh, Choon Yen, or I always call her Yen by short. Okay, so she's originally from Kota Kinabalu in Sabah, Malaysia, but she's since been residing in Singapore. How long have you been in Singapore, Yen?
I
Uh,
came here in 1998. So almost 24 years, coming
wow,
to
that's a long
24
time.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so she's based in
long time.
Singapore. Yeah, and
Mm.
she is known as a birth worker. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
That's the
Birth
first time
worker,
I'm
birth
learning of the
expert.
new phrase. Say it again.
Oh, birth expert.
Okay, birth expert. Okay, so she specializes, and today, it is a whole new experience for me into a world that they're just opening new insights for me. Okay, so Yen specializes in helping couples give birth naturally in a positive, calm, relaxed way. And Yen just shared. Can you just quickly, for those who just join us, or listening to this recording, just quickly just share with us in one or two sentences what's the benefit to the child, of this natural birth process. Yeah.
Okay. In short, natural birth is the birthright of a baby for physical health. Yeah, particularly in the area of physical health, baby supposed to be born through the vagina because they are getting 3 to 400 different types of bacteria. So it will kickstart our immune system. Yeah. So natural birth is a healthier way, and then the mother get to hold the baby. So in terms of calming the nervous system, natural birth normal usually if without any special circumstances, that's the benefit. We can quickly calm the baby, and baby will be more alert, and they are with the mom, right? Baby
Mm.
always feel familiar with mom's body, so they can feel the rhythm of the mother. So yeah, mental, emotional health, physical health, it's all good, holistic health.
What about for the parents? What are the benefits for the parents? So we've spoken about the baby. What about the parents? What are the benefits for the parents? Yeah.
The benefit for the parents, I tell you what, it's a long term better future health for the baby. You can reduce a lot of stress. Yeah. And what about hospital bill, medical costs? We can reduce that. Yeah.
Hmm.
And now we know that with cesarean section, babies are not getting the kind of bacteria, and we have more health issue associated with that. But of course, yeah, earlier we discussed a little bit about formula milk, right? So formula milk is not so good, but natural birth is healthier for mother, for baby. Of course, if the mother is fit, she can take care of the baby. But if the mother had a cesarean and she's still coping with the recovery because there is wound
Mm-hmm.
below, and they actually may also have more complication. So in terms of
Okay.
hospital bill, it's usually higher, right? And the health, the physical health, yeah, mental health.
Okay.
If they don't feel that they are being supported, and the recovery takes longer, and on top of that, taking care of baby after birth is it can be quite a challenge for most parents. Mm.
So earlier you mentioned about getting the father involved. How does the
Yes.
like the hypnobirthing and so on? How do you get the father involved?
Oh yeah, this is the one. Our time, our father won't be in the delivery suite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So only the woman is in the hospital. She will give birth all by herself. And now, wow, we had the privilege that our husband is in the room, and that husband wants to be useful. Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Rather than blah blah, you don't know what to do, right? So if the father see the wife suffer, then he wouldn't feel good. There will not be baby number two. But if he
Okay.
see that, oh, the wife is doing very well, it actually inspired him, and that he is trained to support her like a birth doula, like a professional, just like me. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it brings the family together. they actually get to bond with each other better. So you see, compare if I as a birth doula, so if I support mom, I touch them, they actually prefer the husband to do the work, right?
Okay.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
when they look back, oh, my husband is so good. He
Ah,
becomes a hero.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, women are good.
I was supposed during my time. So that's close to 30 years ago when we had our first child. So I guess I was
Mm.
one of the more progressive husbands then, because I was actually in the
Wow.
delivery room, for both
Yeah.
my two daughters. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
very
So,
inspiring.
but actually,
Most
that's I
husbands
mean,
don't know.
this is a story for another time, not on tonight's show. But actually,
Yes.
um, you'll be shocked, when I tell you that, during the delivery of my first child, I actually fell asleep.
And that's
I
okay.
actually fell asleep in the maternity room, but this is for not what you think, but it was I was so overworked and overstressed. Okay, so
Mm.
I'll talk about this in a different show. Okay, but anyway, yeah, it's so important to prepare the husband, I say, to prepare that they are
Yes.
physically and psychologically ready. Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
They need to be mentally ready because they need to know what to expect. So if there is any circumstances arise, they
Mm,
know how to ask clarifying questions. Rather
okay.
than blur blur and don't know what to do and feeling helpless, they
Mm.
they feel I'm very helpful. Yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah, we get to see our baby. And sometimes they
Yeah.
just want to hold the baby.
Mm. So Yan, over these years that you've been, helping people deliver with your hypnobirthing, yeah,
Mm,
practice, do you see any difference between couples, okay, or
mm.
families that go through this process of learning how to do hypnobirthing versus people who are not trained, don't learn, and so on? Well, do you see any differences?
Yes, I see big differences. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So first and foremost, hypnobirthing, we cover a lot of childbirth education. So there's a lot of information about childbirth education part. So which inspired them to empower themselves by asking clarifying questions. So they don't just make a decision out of fear. Now they make a decision out of love
Mm,
because they know that, oh, I have the right to ask questions. And then
mm,
even though whatever decision that they make, at least they feel that I have a choice rather than I have no choice, right? So
true.
secondly, if the woman is trained mentally, you can't climb the mountain without training, isn't it? It will be
True,
good for
true.
you to train first. Yeah, it is not just a physical body that needs it. It's very much in the mind. And you know what happened in hypnosis? Hypnosis is very therapeutic. What do? We release fear. And what kind of fear?
Mm,
Conscious fear and subconscious fear. So removing conscious fear is easier when you understand what the budding industry's the process about childbirth. But what about our subconscious fear? So subconscious
mm,
fear, it actually operate at a lot faster than our conscious mind, right? And it's 95% of the time. So if they have self-sabotaging pattern, that they are so fearful. Worries and concern are considered fear. Yeah. So that's why women are more capable. They are more relaxed in labor, and
mm,
they may not experience pain in labor. So that bring
mhm.
them to the next level. Yeah. And they are so inspired that at time the husband said, when are we going to have another child? She
Mm,
just gave birth. So what about those who came, and especially sometimes second time mom and third time mom, birth can happen fast. So when
mm.
birth happen fast and they are not prepared, you think fast is easier? Not really. It's not
Is it?
fast and easy. No, it can be fast and furious. So
Oh,
if the
okay.
energy is fast and furious, then it's actually not so good for the baby. The mother will feel
Okay.
shocked, overwhelmed, right? So
Oh.
in life, it actually we can relate to what we how we face challenges in life. Do you feel
Mm,
overwhelmed with work? Yeah, is it too much? Is it too much homework when we were young, and then we just kind of put a stop? Or you feel, yeah, it's a lot of work, but I can handle it. That kind
So,
of programming in our mind.
so Yen, are you saying that how a child is born actually affects the mental state
Mm,
on how the child, as they grow up, handle life issues?
yes,
Is that what you're
correct.
saying?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So the actually the mother is the architect of the baby's character. Yeah,
Okay.
whatever we absorb in the womb when we were in the womb, right? We have
Mhm.
already absorbed. So if the mother is joyful and the baby is very happy and they are connected, so they are more joyful person. Yeah, but of course, when it comes to the birth, uh, the life in the womb is so cozy. Everything is provided. Yeah, so they feel good. If the mom is happy, but when they will receive into this way, if it's a very gentle way, then even though they stress, it's still okay.
Mhm.
But if it's not, then they see this world as, yeah, the world is not very gentle to me. It's so much violence, especially with assisted birth with forceps and ventral suction, right? So they were being kind of pulled out into this world.
Mm.
So they don't see this world as very gentle. So they may not have that much of trust in people around
Mm.
them. Yeah. So even for natural birth, if the mom is not quite prepared, especially that experience, we call experienced mom, right? Second time or third time mom, and things happen fast. So when things happen fast, they may feel shocked. And you know, guess what? With the baby will, if the baby was born and they don't open their eyes, that means it's already too much, right? You can see in the child, they close their eyes and they cannot face, they cannot face life issue because it's too much. They just
Mm.
shut down. So it
Wow.
can affect how we do things. Yeah. So we all of us wake up in we call that baby system in us. We operate from the baby system in us. Unless
Mm.
we clear it. The good news is of course we can still clear it if you are aware. We can still clear our conditioning our pattern in our life. Yeah. So if we are aware, if we are not aware, it can affect us. Mm,
Wow, wow, wow. This is so important. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, for a start, if you got any questions, please type into your comments as you're listening to this. Yen and myself will be able to see your questions and we can answer them. Okay. Right. If you're listening to a recording of this, just even type in your comments, and as we go back and see your comments, we want to be able to answer your questions, right? Um, so those of you who are listening in, either live or on this show, remember this is so important. Okay, what Yen is saying is that the way a child is born, or the birthing method or the birthing experience, would determine how a child reacts to external stimuli, or external environment, or circumstances. Whether they're going to feel overwhelmed, whether they're going to feel that they cannot cope with challenges in life and so on, right? So this is so important. So if you're listening to this, make sure you ask your friends, anybody that you know that is about to. I mean, they are pregnant and not say about to, but they're pregnant and they're gonna deliver, or they have got plans to have a baby. Get them to come and listen to this recording, and maybe not say maybe, definitely get hold of Yen, contact her, and I think this knowledge is so empowering. For me at 58 years old, I think my wife would scream if I say, let's have another baby, okay? My wife is on the same age as me, okay? But we say factory close already, right? But already in my mind, I've got two daughters, and within the next, 1 to 2 years, my two daughters are definitely going to have their babies. And definitely I'm
wow.
going to make advance booking with you, Yen. I would definitely want my two daughters to learn from you, and to prepare for, I would say, a more knowledgeable. Sometimes you don't say
Mm,
birthing is knowledgeable, but I want them to be to go towards the birthing of their baby with knowledge and be prepared.
fully equipped with the knowledge. Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's so
So,
important.
mm, so one thing is for sure because everyone worried about labor pain. Right nowadays, women are afraid of labor pain because there are a lot of misconception out there. It is true that some women experience pain. That's true, but not everyone experience pain. So if you are able to relax, you don't fight with your body. Yeah, actually, women can give birth without pain. And I have first time mom, and she's actually above 40. She was 41 years old when
Wow.
she birthed her baby, And after that, and she said, yeah, it was easy. I said it was fast and easy. And she's a first time mom. So you think experienced mom may have fast and easy birth? Not necessary. It may be fast and furious.
Mhm.
She said fast and easy. So you learn to expand your mind. It's a, I call that a growth model of care. So you learn to think out of the box as well. Mm. So that's the
Okay.
benefit.
Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, I've put in Yen's website, birthdiscovery.com there. So inside there is her contact details. Okay, so if you are planning to have a child, or if you are already pregnant and will be, delivering in, I would say, the near future, in the next couple of months. Okay,
Yes.
please do contact Yen at this website. Okay, so Yen, I'm
Yeah.
gonna move the topic a bit to a slightly different area, because
Mm.
previously when we had a conversation, you're telling me that you also help couples to conceive. So can you just speak a bit into that? How do you conceive naturally and the best way? Yeah.
Right. Actually, not so much helping them to conceive, but I help them to see the basic, the foundation of good health. Because if the mother is not healthy, she may not have a healthy pregnancy, and that may lead to more unnecessary, I would say,
Mm.
intervention. So I went through that because I was induced. So I was very much passionate about overhaul the body. Mm. In a way, I can say clean up your mess and optimal health. Achieve optimal health before you conceive. So at the end of the day, the genes, right, the baby's health
Mm.
comes from mother and father. So if both are healthy, even though you may be 40, 50s, right, you may have healthy sperm, healthy eggs, and you can give birth to a healthy baby. Yeah, that
Mm.
is first and foremost, that is very important. But if you have a chance to also clear some of the block, our conditioning in the mind, especially rebirth, how we come, into this world, right? Like our own birth can affect how we give birth,
Oh, okay.
because all this memory is in the limbic system, is in our mind. Yeah. So this is why it is very important to prepare. So either we clear first, as much as possible, to release those fear of the unknown, uh, or we have to
Mm.
face it. So in the area of labor and birth, we have to face that kind of fear. So either they escape, or they will have to break through. So prepare to conceive is a very major part of it, because nowadays a lot of couples get married a little bit later, right? Maybe your
Mm.
time you get married younger, early 20s you get married.
Mm.
Nowadays, couples don't get married until 30, sometimes 35.
Wow.
Some
30
of
plus,
my
yeah.
students, yeah, even they are past 40, first baby. Mm.
Mm.
So it's not that women cannot conceive past 40. It's not true. So at the end of the day, if we look back, it's actually it's the health. Yeah. So it's a physical health first and foremost. That's the foundation, right, of good health. The mother is healthy, then she can enjoy her pregnancy. She have a
Okay.
smoother pregnancy.
That's
I really
true.
believe
That's
in that.
true.
Mm.
I mean, is it true that when you're pregnant and so on, the there's the saying that a mother eats for two-person, so you need to
Yeah.
be. Is that true that the mother has got a more nutritious intake? That actually the baby would share the well-being of the mother.
Yeah. Whatever the mother eats is what the baby gets, right? So eating for two, it does not mean two times the calories, not
Okay.
two times the portion, but 2 to 3 times the nutrients, the how much nutrients you get. It has to be nutrients
Okay.
dense food.
Okay.
That is how much the baby gets. Yeah. So it is very important for the mom to eat healthily. Yeah. So some of us we eat, but the baby may not absorb. They may eat a
Okay.
lot, but the baby may not absorb. That's why if you can overhaul the body before conception, then the baby will absorb more. Yeah,
So I'm
and
gonna ask
then
you an interesting question. Is durian nutrient dense?
actually I can say yes. But
Woohoo!
sugar, it has a lot of sugar as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, moderation. Everything moderation is good. Not too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too much.
No, why I asked because I love durians and both my parents love durians. So I guess when I was conceived, they must have been eating a lot of durians.
It's
No,
controversial as well.
yeah.
Yeah, and some actually Indonesians say if you are pregnant, no durian
No
because
durians.
too
Okay.
much the sugar, high
Okay.
calories. Yeah,
That's true
so
also
the
now.
baby
Yeah.
may be like too big. But then in Chinese when we are pregnant, we don't drink mung bean soup,
Okay.
correct? No mung bean
I
soup
don't know
is too
about that. I
cooling.
don't know about it.
For
Yeah.
Asian, our diet, our Chinese diet, right? So no mung bean soup because it's too cooling. But the
Okay.
Indonesian is it's essential for them to
Okay.
drink mung bean soup.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. This
So
is
you
something
see,
new
at
I'm
the end of
learning.
the day, what matters is actually it is our diet. So
Mm-hmm. Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, thank you, thank you. So we are coming to the this show is supposed to be 30 to 40 minutes like that. Okay, so we finish in about 30 minutes. So to round it up, what would your advice be? To parents who are either wanting to conceive or who are having a delivery in the next few months. What would be your final tips to the parents? Yeah, yeah, about giving birth naturally.
Okay, good. So if you are looking at these two groups are very different, right? Prepare to conceive. I would say overhaul the body, right? And
Okay.
embark the journey into a creative parenthood by nurturing yourself. First, drop the stress. Who
Mm.
wants stress is not good, right? Drop the stress. So just enjoy whatever you do. If your work is too much stress for you, probably you may need to look at the alternative. For women who are pregnant, uh, connect with your baby. Bonding is so crucial. Connect with your baby. Your baby will cooperate with you. And
Okay,
of course,
okay.
drop the stress. Come to Yen. I'll train you to relax.
So, so yeah, just in this sharing of yours, does music play an element in helping the baby relax, or sometimes they say certain music increases the intelligence? What is your take on that?
Oh yes, music is good. Yeah, especially if the mother enjoys certain type of music, so the baby will enjoy it because it's the same hormone, right? When you enjoy
Mhm.
something that you do, you have the feel good hormone, which is an endorphins. Yeah,
Okay,
provided it's not too loud, not like hard rock. Okay, that one would not be good. But generally, classical music, pop music are very good. It is
okay,
recommended.
okay.
Yeah,
Good,
very
good.
good. Good question.
Thanks. So thanks, Ian. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening in, remember, okay, the choice of music, for the mother and the baby is good, and it's good for the baby overall, right? Okay, so
Yes.
thank you very much, Yen. Now, Yen, I want to introduce next week's presentation. Okay, so I'm
Mm.
going to ask you a question. When your handphone battery goes a bit flat, what do you do?
Oh, we have to charge.
You got to charge, isn't it? Okay. So what happened when your energy is a bit low? Sometimes you got a hectic day, you got a busy day, and the energy a bit low. What do you do?
Okay, there are
You
many
got to
things you can
recharge.
do.
You got to recharge too, isn't it?
You
Okay.
gotta recharge. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are many ways you can do recharge. Correct.
Yeah. So next
And
week,
breathe.
next week. Yeah. Okay. So next week we're gonna have two of my good friends. They are what we call the Ishiki masters. So their
Mm.
their sphere of expertise is how to recharge yourself, how to stay energized naturally. All of us, especially if you're a business owner, you sometimes have got very hectic days, sometimes got stressful days, and sometimes your clients stress you out. Okay. So how do what are the little things you could do to manage your energy, energize yourself so that throughout the whole day, in everything you do, you're always at not necessarily always at peak energy, but at high enough energy level for you to get maximum results. Okay, so tune in, next week on how to recharge and stay energized. And the keyword is naturally. Okay, right? Not using Red Bull or any of those medically induced. Okay, so all this show is all about doing things the natural way. Okay, and for those of
Mm.
you who've been joining us, if you're listening to the show, I'm gonna say thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for being with us. And if and here is a free ebook. I've written this book, and I've published it on Amazon.com. I'm not asking you to go to Amazon and buy this book. I'm saying that I'm going to give you a free copy. Go to this link, go to this link, get a sorry, go to this link and download your copy of this book. Okay, 10 proven strategies to work less and more. Okay, so this is YP, your work less and more expert, and we're just gonna end with a little outro. Okay, see you, bye bye, everybody.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, just stay in,
Bye.
don't go out yet. Okay, right.